Check one, two. Check one, two. We are live with the Valentines right now. How are you all doing there today? How are you all doing today?
Marvelous, marvelously.
Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Now, how's the weather in Florida right now?
Beautiful.
Okay,
That's how
okay,
it
Very
is.
nice. Very, very balmy, so to speak, like they say.
okay. Yeah. So let's get into your products, your links, and such things like that. Now, on the bottom here, you all, we have for Dr. Valentine, Dr. Phil Valentine's links, and Dr. Nalani Valentine's links also here in the room or down in the banner down there if you see currently. Now, first, we have the number to the university here. It is 800-847-1291. So let's talk about the website. Let me put that on the screen here right now. Let me share it. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So let's talk about that, you all.
Well, that's the adult website for the university where we teach metaphysical psychology, classical naturopathy, and medunetia. Um, I am presently, we're enrolling for the summer session of metaphysical psychology. That number, 800-847-1291, is answering service. So if you are interested, coming up in June, we will be starting our new semester. We're pretty much halfway through or into our last spring semester. So the summer semester is getting ready to be taken in. You'll see that the links are actually towards the bottom of our site. All you have to do is just click the registration link you see off to the left and fill out the form and make sure that you put in the bottom box, it's a larger box, um, registering for MPSY. That's the call letters for metaphysical psychology, all capital letters, MPSY dash one, the summer semester 2025. Make sure of that because those who have registered before, they put down the different years, but you have to make sure the year we're in is conducive. So MPSY 1, and then send that in, and you will be contacted by our admin department. So we are, if you want to deal with metaphysics, not just as a conversation piece, but applied metaphysics, so you can understand what's going on today, something we've been teaching for nearly the last 40 years. Everything that everybody is now rediscovering, we've been talking about for that long length of time. And it's good to see that the information is now catching up with those who have been teaching from the underground, especially with our beloved brother. I think that he is making such a wonderful impact, and that's Terrence Howard. And
Yes.
everybody's been trying to get me to connect with him, and he said he likes my work. So perhaps one day I'll be able to sit with that beautiful man, that great man, because they don't understand him. They're trying to destroy him.
Right.
What he's bringing to the table is so far beyond. That's the ancestral knowledge. It's all coming up now. And
Right.
so we have just been torchbearers for that. And this school, the University of Commission Sciences, for adults who are seeking to find themselves, the path not outside, that's an illusion. The path within, that's the reality. And that's what we teach, that path. And if you are interested, there are other courses. If you are interested, you see that metaphysical psychology has three levels: the initiate off to the right, the initiate, the ascension level, and perfection. These were the three levels that were taught in the ancient schools, the ancient mystery schools: the initiate, ascension, and perfection levels. If you are interested to understand what other people, and we've had so many different types of students, we've had the professional athletes, professional musicians. We've even had professors, psychology professors, and different students from MIT. I mean, we've had a broad spectrum: truck drivers, housewives, and you can go to where it says the testimonials and get an idea of what our students have um, have achieved. You see it there. This is just to tell you the truth. Also, yes, there's over there for signing up for updates. You can actually put your email in there and end up on our mailing list. But this is just part we couldn't actually post all of our testimonials because it would run in the hundreds. So we just choose a few, and every now and then we'll pass them out, and then add in a few more. But to let you know, these people have participated. You see, even Howard Bailey there, the guy, the rapper called Chingy, he was part of that. Earth, Wind, and Fire's um, brother Bailey, the lead singer's son, was a student. The drummer of Earth, Wind, and Fire, the brother who passed away, Dennis, he too was a student. So we had, many real celebrities. Some of them I can't name because they want to keep it private.
Right.
And we just let you know that we will not be studying metaphysics as a conversation piece, but we are teaching metaphysics as applied. I'm getting an echo here.
Yes. Do you hear me now? Check one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, still getting it. Okay, not now. But
Okay.
just to let you know that we are teaching applied metaphysics, how to teach metaphysics, because it's such a very sublime subject matter that many people can't really get it. But
Right.
we teach you how to be able to impart it in a way that the layman and the laywoman can actually understand it. So you
Right.
might want to check us out, definitely.
Yes, indeed. And yes, y'all, the number's right there. And this is the main number to contact you all, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Again, y'all, the number is 800-847-1291. Okay.
Now, just to give you an idea, we do have a homeschooling program for children. And
Yes.
we've been doing that for the last 12 years
Yeah.
online. And Dr. Nalani, why don't you tell everybody about how our children just love to come to school at at the Institute for Self Mastery?
Absolutely. In our school, obviously, is for our children. And though anybody who wants to have their child homeschooled, and actually the parents are the teachers, how within every state, that's the responsibility. Although many parents are not prepared to teach their children, and they want their children to have a better education and a better experience. And so we've opened up the school, I think it's been about 12 years now.
Okay.
And it's amazing that children who once thought that they couldn't learn well, or who once thought they didn't like math, or I remember a parent telling us of one young brother who was in public school previously and then having difficulty in public school, and they now are in the school, and he came running downstairs, is it time for my class yet, is it time?
Right.
I mean, literally, when we say where children love learning, we're not kidding.
No.
Right.
Have the absolute best teachers.
Hmm.
I mean it. They
Yeah.
teach with heart. They teach in a way that the children tend to, well, we don't skip children. However, they tend to be far advanced than other children their age.
Right.
And though we are a school that is not delineated for oh, what's the word? Just left my head. When the children not graded. So a child can be in a class, and if he or she is prepared mentally and emotionally to move forward accordingly, according to the exams that are given and the assessments that the teachers give, then we find that they are able to take on more work,
Okay.
and we challenge them. Don't push them, we challenge them.
Yes.
Another thing that we have that I am very grateful for is the fact that the children learn who they are. They learn
Culturally, yes. Mhm.
cultural based, this is a
Mhm.
cultural based education.
Okay.
What they
Okay.
don't allow in our schools today, what they've done now, for instance, in Florida, and telling you that it's DEI or it's what is this critical race theory and all this nonsense.
CRT, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're now coming up and finding out that the reason why they're blocking this from our children is because this entire continent was actually started. There were buildings that were here for the Chicago World's Fair that was up for like 200 or 300 years before the European came. They
Mm-hmm.
actually tore down these buildings. They actually have lakes that cover up townships that were black townships. All of this is now coming out, and of course, those who are in charge at this point don't want their European children or their, just to learn exactly who they are, because the power base, the psychological power base, will go at that particular time, and they don't want to lose that part of it. The other thing, before I return it, this particular schooling format, this structure that we're doing schooling online, we were the first to actually start that as a university
Yes.
back in 2005, before other universities began using this particular medium. What we did was we took a medium of exchange during the early internets that CEOs from big corporations would do to their own people in different parts of the country and even the world.
Right.
And that's what we did. We took that and converted it into a university platform. It was very expensive back then, but of course, as the technology became more sophisticated, it got cheaper and cheaper until you're seeing what you're seeing here today. But just be proud of the fact that the university and the institute were essentially primarily something that we were doing, and that even one of the teachers, Dr. Jeffries, asked me, how did you set that up? He was teaching at New York University, and he asked us, listen, how do we do that? That's an incredible format, what you're doing there. So we were the first to actually introduce this as a university or as a sophisticated teaching instrument for our adults as well as children.
Now, our children are receiving the core educational program that every state requires.
Okay.
And of course, we're all across the United States. So the teachers work with the parents. And when these children, I tell you, when they leave the school to go on, and we do include high school. So we go from kindergarten through high school. As
Yes.
long as a child is able to sit, and we don't make them just sit and look at a screen.
Right.
Because this is live. The teachers are live with them.
Right.
And we work according to the schedule. So yes, they get all of the basics of what's required for their school, plus more.
Yes. 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 Yeah. This is they'll sit here and say, not to get too much on this, but they'll sit here and say that years down the road that eventually it's going to be a basically those that can't afford to even go to public school and even be in that environment, you're kind of going to be screwed. So really, you all need to jump on this right here, because this is not only good for knowing yourself and getting fair education or balanced education, but eventually they're going to just wash out everything. You're just going to be, I don't want to say a slob or a POW, but you're going to go right back into it if you all don't get to know who you be and know who you are. And like Dr. Nalani said and Dr. Phil Valentine said, they're teaching you who you are. That's very important in any type of educational environment, in my opinion. So I appreciate that.
Well, we also teach you what you are.
Yes.
Who you are is essentially what's molded by society, by your perception of self and other perceptions of others. But what you are at your core, at the basic essence of what you are as a spirit having a physical experience.
Yes.
That's what we teach you, how to access that.
Yes.
The ancient sciences never just taught you about the dichotomy of yourself, the physical versus the spiritual, or the yin, the yang, the male, the female, or the good and evil. That's the surface. That's what we see because we live in duality. But there is a unitary factor that we teach. The Greeks call it abraxas. A long time ago, we was teaching this for like 40 years, that there is a known, which is where we are. There is an unknown, which is what is available for us once we penetrate that veil. But then there's something called the unknowable.
Hmm.
Unknowable does not interface with either of the known or the unknown. So
Right.
we teach you how to access the unknowable by understanding how thought interferes with your access to the unknowable. And in teaching you how that exercise works, that's what our university is about. Now, somebody asked a question of Dr. Nalani about the schools, whether or not they come down on us. No, we essentially, Dr. Nalani will tell you that we are all licensed teachers here, and we do have the right to teach our children at home. We don't have to go into public school, period.
Right.
Yes.
That's why I made the point that they comply with the state.
National
Yes.
and national and state.
And when they are tested, when they are ready to leave the school and they are tested, even if a parent moves or whatever reason, they're no longer able to keep the child in the school. When they go back to the public school,
Yes.
they find that they're very advanced.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine going to a online school or school in general, and you got the basis of the Valentine's. That wow, I would be so much more. Yeah. That would be great. And then, like you said, Dr. Valentine, I talk a lot about on my channel. I talk a lot about autochthonous things. I talk a lot about Tartaria and stuff like that. And what you just said is very true. They'll mud flood stuff. They'll blow stuff up. They'll hide stuff on the water. All this kind of stuff. We need to know this. We need to know all this. These world fairs and all that. So, yeah, that would be great to know.
Yeah, it's hard to. This is a curriculum that we wanted to start. In fact, we have a plan for cities, and what we were dealing with is an education system or a system of education where the parents were the live-in. The parents were on, for the children, the parents were on campus.
Yes.
So we would have an entire village where the children, the students, they can all go back to their homes or whatever, back and forth, but the parents would be there and they would be in the classes with the children. They would have a stipend so that they could live. And they can do what they do if they want to be astronomers, whatever. But when they have children from 1 to 7, the first thing we were going to do is to remove all forms of social media from the ages between birth and 7 years of age. No social medias, no computers, nothing.
Okay.
7 years of age, they will be interfacing with life.
Yes.
Because we found out that if you do not have a one-to-one first-hand experience, then it's no experience. Second-hand experiences do not develop the brain. We are three-dimensional creatures. We need to touch what we're learning. We need to smell and feel what we are learning. In that way, the brain develops twice the amount of the estuaries of consciousness and the fibers and the synapses necessary to grow a conscious and intelligent being. But when they're just looking at a flat screen, we have to do that as a compensation.
Mm-hmm.
We have to do that. But if they're between 1 and 7, if we're going to show them what a cow is, we're going to bring them up to a cow and let them touch a cow. Let them see what a cow does, milk a cow, or to go over there and understand how to grow food. These children from 1 to 7, once they start mapping 3 dimensions and understand the earth to be something that they interface with, then at the age of 7, when they reach the age of, quote, reason, then you teach them about computers and so forth because they're fast learners. But then they understand at the root that life is not about what's on that dead 2-dimensional screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, direct, because remember those toys they have a thing for children where they have a cow, you pull the thing, it goes moo.
Right.
No, the cow don't say moo like that. You got to go up and listen to the moo directly from the cow's mouth, you see?
Right.
So this is what is missing from our children, and I'm saying this because being a Trinidadian, I was raised in the bush.
Right.
So I was raised amongst alligators, snakes, all kinds of different birds and fish and so forth. And that feeling gave me a whole other form of being able to process my reality. And that's missing from children today, which is why there's this obesity, which is why there's this ADHD. They don't know what to do with that. These new children coming up are ancestors from the past, and we are seriously deficienting their education because they're coming here to take over.
Right.
Imagine.
Right.
So, I'm ranting.
Yes, and along with that, you just reminded me that as they get older, remember we started with the kindergarten and we go through high school.
Right.
So all of that range, we have amazing. A couple of our teachers are Hampton grads, and the science that they learn, the math and the science, they integrate it. They integrate it with activities. They integrate it with music. They integrate it with things that are tactile. They
Right.
even have lab. So yes, even though they have a screen, it's not just, oh, sit down and copy these words and go that way.
Right.
It's interactive.
Right. Yeah. Y'all, yeah. This is great. Y'all definitely jump on that there. Again, the links in the chat room here, the links on the screen. And yeah, we have the number again. We were talking about that, y'all. You can contact the Valentines via that number, 800-847-1291. Again, it's 800-847-1291. Yes, indeed. Yes. So let's talk about, let me go back up here. Let's talk about, put this up here 1 second. Let's see. Let's talk about the sign up. Let's see. Is it on the screen? Okay. Let's talk about that. Get that out the way there.
Okay, this is our monthly newsletter.
Yes.
And though it is also a way of communication, obviously, it's not just the newsletter. When Dr. Valentine or I have an event going on, like 3 times a week, I'm on a Zoom call inviting people. So Monday and Friday. So it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday evening, 8
Right.
p.m. Monday and Friday, it's about how to make income that's going to have impact.
Right.
Impact on your life and an impact on the lives of the people that you help with this. And then on Wednesday, it's about nutrition. It's about the Juice Plus product.
Yes.
I'm not supposed to say that, I think. It's about a nutritional, functional medicine. And understand this. Yeah. So this one, making ends meet. And you notice there, we have making a life, not just a living.
Right.
That's truly what we're doing.
Right.
Making a life and not just a living.
Right.
And I find it really exciting that in a time such as this that we're living in, and we could go on and on about what's going on in the world today, what's going on right here in our own country. At this time, more than ever, we need to be able to take control of what's going on. And we are able to teach, for instance, through Monday and particularly Monday and Friday, how to give yourself a $500 raise within a month.
Right.
And this is real. So that's the real deal. Then on Wednesday, so that's the company behind the product, which is functional medicine, functional food rather. And we'll talk about what that is. There is a difference. There's a whole lot of talk about superfood, this, superfood, that. That's become a buzzword.
Right.
However, there is science that shows us what a superfood is. And the bottom line is the fact that, and I show how, I don't care if we're vegan, vegetarian, raw, we are getting much less than the nutrition that even 60 years ago or 100 years ago our ancestors got.
Right.
So, we are getting maybe 20 to 30%.
That's sad.
Oh, I eat plenty of fruits and vegetables. I don't need anything else. Think again.
Right.
Why don't you put that back up? The one where you see Juice Plus there, beloved.
Well, he didn't get to that.
Yeah, here it is.
Okay.
You can take my ugly face out of there and let them see the that's the product there at the bottom.
Now, many people have heard about this,
Mhm.
uh, and people have difficulty swallowing capsules.
Mhm.
And so the company found a way to get the exact same nutritional strength of the fruits, veggies, and I'm talking about 30 different superfoods in a drink,
Right. Right.
in a superfood powder. This is very new, and it's really good for elders. Of course, it's good for everybody. However, I am focusing my attention on elders these days,
Okay.
Mhm.
because I find that it's just unnecessary that we die so soon, and that
Right.
we're weak, and that we think because we're a certain age that things are supposed to break down. That's not true.
Right.
That's not true.
Right.
So we not only with nutrition, that's just one of the ways, because I always teach think well, drink well, eat well, move well, and sleep well. Think
Right.
well is the most important thing. And that's what Dr. Valentine teaches in the university, how to think well.
Hmm.
And what I do, I go from the other aspect of thinking well, with where we're talking about self improvement.
Hmm.
And then we go to the drink well, and we teach about water and how important it is, and the fact that a lot of people are giving their children orange juice and thinking that they're doing something good for them
Right.
when they're setting them up for diabetes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Orange
Wow.
juice today is
Yeah.
simply sugar water.
Sugar water.
Wow.
That's what it
Yeah.
is.
And by the
Wow.
way, just to dovetail on Dr. Nalani,
Yeah.
the product itself has a higher rating, a higher purification rating than the regular organic that you see with the green and white label.
Okay.
This has NSF labeling,
Okay.
Mhm.
where the organic just deals with the soil. This
Right.
NSF deals not only with the soil, but with the seed, with the sprout, with the branches, with the fruit, all the way from the fruit to the root.
Right.
And after it has been picked at a specific time of ripening, because a lot of times these fruits and vegetables are picked before they're ripe because they have to be shipped from other countries and
Mm.
they're ripened on the shelf, not
Hmm.
with plus. It's ripened in the ground because we have family farms. We don't deal with factory farms.
Hmm.
We deal with family farms, and what happens is she's told everybody that these farms, once they get them, they have a specific type of in-house system that extracts the essences without destroying the nutritional value of the materials, and that is shipped directly. And the thing is that NSF is that they have these spot checks consistently, not just one spot check, but consistently. They spot check the soil, they spot check the seeds, all the way through the process of making it into the product. If one batch is gone, they throw the entire thing out and
Right.
start again.
Right.
That's the type of purity you're getting. I know, kind of jumped into
Yeah,
that.
he's given the presentation that we do on Wednesday. However, we go deeply into, and in fact, this particular Wednesday, we're doing something differently.
Right.
I'm going to be showing the medical research, what
Okay.
it is, why it's important,
There you go.
and it will blow you away. The
Mhm.
Hmm.
bottom line is no nutritional product in history ever had the kind of research that this has. And that's why one of the nation's top infectious disease doctors, Dr. Richard Boys, said there is nothing you can take with or without a prescription
Hmm.
that has been clinically proven to do what Juice Plus has been doing, can do, and has done in the human body. So one of the things that my husband mentioned about the testing and the research, there's a difference, and you'll come on Wednesday, you'll learn that there's a difference between borrowed research and primary research. And then they go a step farther, rather than just testing on the finished product, which is primary research. They go farther than that and test the blood serum in the human body and
Yes.
see, does it make a difference? And you'll learn about who pays for research and why, because there's a lot of misunderstanding about paying for your own research. So that's just a lot about what you'll expect to
Hmm.
see on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday and Friday, the company behind the product.
Right.
And then on Wednesday, what is it really? And why are we so pumped up about it? I
Hmm.
mean, I've been eating Juice Plus for 17 and a half years.
Hmm.
Why am I still so excited about it? It's definitely a huge part of what saved my life,
Hmm.
Yeah.
including, the eat well, think well, drink well, sleep well, and move well. But the eat well part, that was a major part of it.
Hmm.
They told me that you're in your mid 70s and you have the organs of a 20-year-old.
Mm.
And I know how that got to be.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We
Hmm.
don't claim that Juice Plus heals you or prevents anything. We do know from the research that it reduces inflammation. What is cancer? Big time inflammation. In fact, inflammation is at the basis of every disease known to man.
Hmm.
So that reduced inflammation and then taking a lot of chemotherapy, which by the way, had I not, I wouldn't be here because 87% of my blood was cancerous. 80,
Wow.
almost 90% of my blood was leukemic. So there's a difference between blood cancer and tumoral cancers. All cancers are very different in every different life.
Right.
So I know from the research that it helped reduce the inflammation in my body, DNA protection, all that kind of stuff you'll learn about when you come in on Wednesday.
Well, I
Right.
know for a fact by firsthand that the doctor said that she had the blood, well, both of us in our mid 70s, the doctor saying that she had the blood type of a 20-year-old
Right.
and that she could take the type of uh, therapy that 20-year-olds can take
Right.
because at her age, that usually they would never even think of putting her on that type of regimen. But
Hmm.
when
So they thought I wouldn't survive to even take the
to
therapy. And
even take it,
when
and you
I
see,
the
it's funny.
condition I was in when I got to the hospital.
Yeah, and the thing is, the funny thing about it is that what she did in it was almost a record because she became the favorite patient of the doctor, basically knowing that what it is that she had to go through in order that this was something that lay latent until it came out at this age because she had a history in her family of this cancer, but
Hmm.
it was so rare that they had to go to the NIH to find out what it really was. They could not, in their regular cancer protocol, they couldn't discover what it was. Drawing all that blood, they had to go to find out specially what it was. So it was something that attacked her that came latent in the blood. And so the funny thing about it is, like I said, she actually passed on and came back. That's a whole other story in her book.
Hmm.
I,
Right. Right.
I had to revive her, and then she went ahead and took this journey. But that Juice Plus she was taking, and let me tell you, you think it's funny? Y'all better get on that. Basic, especially with what they're getting ready to do with the food. Your boy Bill Gates and these rest of these low lives, you know that they're over here trying to mess with the food. They're getting ready to put out all kinds of different types of Frankensteinian materials in your food.
Hmm.
You need to get on that Juice Plus, family.
Right.
You know.
Yes. Yes, indeed. And speaking of Dr. Nalani's book, let's talk about that too. I have your book here. Y'all can find it. It's the what do you call it? The ebook version of that because you said you're reprinting the book.
Right, it's being reprinted, so the site has been taken down.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's coming back up after the Dr. Valentine's Web and Archive site.
Okay. Okay.
I'm so excited about it. When that's up, then my site will they'll start working on my other site.
Okay, and we'll talk about that again too when it comes back out, or reprinted, I should say. We'll talk about that. But you can go to Amazon.com and find the version of Dr. Nalani's book if you all want to
Yeah,
read
new
it
life
now.
from near death. New life from near death.
Yes, yes. Matter of fact, let me put it on the screen right now so y'all can see that. The link. 1 second here. It is right here. All right. And I'm put the link is actually in the chat already there, but y'all can type in, like Dr. Valentine said, New Life from Near Death. This is Dr. Nalani Valentine's book right here.
By the way, it's
How to prepare your life and health for the
the
unexpected.
unexpected. And guess who wrote the foreword for her book?
You said somebody from Earth, Wind, and Fire, right? Oh, no.
No. Shaka Khan. And her
Yeah. Right. I'm getting mixed up.
Michelle,
Okay.
Michelle and Michelle is her sister, and
Okay.
Khan.
And Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan and her sister Michelle wrote the
Got it.
foreword.
Okay.
Peace.
Peace, Trey.
Much respect, Trey. Much respect. Yeah, Trey is a Valentine fan like myself too there. But yeah, much respect there. Yeah. Okay, let me okay. So also Dr. Phil Valentine's book, The Wounded Womb here. You can get this at lulu.com. This is a book you all need to get for men and women too. This is an amazing book. Let me put this on the screen right now.
Let me tell you, while you're putting that on the screen, I just have to say,
Okay.
when he showed me the manuscript,
Right.
I instantly said, this is an important book.
Yes.
This is going to be so important.
Yes.
And even now, 30 years later, more than 30 years later,
Yes.
more so than when it was written.
Yeah.
Truly.
And that's one of my questions too. We'll get into that. How this book right now is very important. I mean, it's it's something. It's something. So that'll be one of my first questions here. And talking about relationships, I'm a millennial, and the dating environment right now is absolutely, not to be negative and not to be negative Nancy or whatever, but the dating experience right now. And I've never been married. I don't have any children. The dating experience right now is absolutely diabolical, demonic, crazy, insane. How do we deal with that, you all?
Well, we come from a generation that is definitely nothing close to the madness that we are witnessing today. And it's hard to say this, but we have to blame the powers that be that weaponized relationships, particularly by attacking our sisters. They attacked our sisters psychologically, and through our sisters attacked the men who were the primary authorities. And if you understood the art of war, the art of war teaches that to undermine a more powerful enemy, you must stir or seed discontent, fear, and distrust. And that's what they did. They made our sisters, back in the 50s and 40s, we were together, we knew who the enemy was. But when the 60s came around, they had to deal with another type of strategy. They had to kill off all of what was symbolically the primary authority, which was the man. So they attacked and killed Kennedy. They attacked and killed Martin Luther. They attacked and killed Malcolm. They attacked Marcus Garvey. They attacked, what's his name, got shot in by the shotgun, Medgar Evers. They just took down all of the primary authorities the same way they did under what they call slavery, under the captivity, I call it. And what happened is essentially that the distrust in the ability for the black man to take care of his black woman was seeded. And the next stage of the psychology took in when feminism came in and saw that there was a cohesiveness between the black woman and the black man that didn't exist at that time with the white relationships. They went back to report, because remember, Betty Friedan, and what's her name?
Oh, goodness.
Not
starts with an F. What's her name? The feminist who was a CIA agent.
Okay.
They
Okay.
recruited her and made sure that she got the funding from what
Gloria Steinem.
Gloria Steinem. Sorry,
Okay.
with the F.
Okay.
Very good. And Gloria Steinem, who worked for the was recruited out of college by the CIA, would then become the poster child for going over to people like Coretta Scott King.
Hmm.
They recruited her, brought her into the Boule. They brought Malcolm's wife into the Boule,
Hmm.
and then they went after the Chicago riots. Where they wouldn't let anybody white, reporter or anything in. They recruited a weather girl by the name of Oprah Winfrey and gave
Mm.
her a microphone and told her to go into Chicago and report what was going on. Well, that boosted her. And so they went to Oprah, who was damaged as a woman anyway.
Hmm.
She was then now recruited. And that's how they that's how they made the movie
Color Purple.
Color Purple. They went up to Steven Spielberg and they stood on his desk, all of the feminists, and said, if you do not make this movie, we will boycott every movie that you ever make.
Hmm.
And so all of this constant berating of the male figure in the Black community began to cause this rift that never existed before.
Hmm.
And so now when you begin to take the woman out the home, because Rockefeller said, listen, we're only getting one tax level from the males. We need the women to come out the home and tax them so we can boost the tax base. Why do we need to boost the tax base? Because we had to pay back the bankers, the banker elites who actually caused the Federal Reserve, which is essentially us borrowing their private money, which you call the dollar. And this is why they had to keep the tax rates going up. So what happened? They brought in Oprah Winfrey. She, through the 60s, along with Sally Jesse Raphael and all the rest of them, they began to chip away at the trust level between the male and the female. And so what was being taught by the young girls who were coming up in the generation after that is don't trust the males. You can do anything a man can do. Wait till you're 35 to have a baby. All of this was pumped into our children, our young girls, at that particular time. And of course, at that time, the boys began jumping out of school because outcome-based education, which was created in the University of Chicago, having been created by Rockefeller and run by Dewey, from the Dewey Decimal System. They created something called outcome-based education, where you didn't have to be correct. You could be given a trophy for just participating.
Right.
And so that began dumbing down the education system. And what was necessary to grow boys into leaders was to challenge them. But we had this kumbaya type of education, and the boys said, nah. And then you read in the newspaper that 64% of the boys were dropping out nationwide. So the attack was definitely done very well. You have to give it to them. And they made women believe that they can now imitate men. And now you're seeing the fallout from that. Because now that they found out that marriage and what they were doing in the courts, it's an entire system of suppression, very quietly instituted by those in command, those in the government who were taken over by the Khazarian mafia.
Hmm.
You have to understand how it's been played out. So our sisters today do not have the elder women, because the elder women are teaching them to hate men. They come from the 60s and 70s and 80s. They don't come from our generation, from where we come from in the 50s and 40s. So I empathize with you, my brother. You're going to have to get off the continent if you want to definitely find you a woman that is, like my wife, that's seriously feminine. They forget their femininity.
Right.
And then they argue with you because they feel that they don't have to bring anything. They don't have to bring anything to the table,
Right.
the table, and all that type of nonsense. And when now they have young women that are coming on there and say, "Are you out of your minds?"
Right.
Yeah, they're waking up.
They're waking up finally to the fact that they've been bamboozled by Oprah Winfrey.
Right.
Look at Winfrey, when she had $1 billion, they asked her, all the black women were saying, well, come on, girl, you got $1 billion, you out there on the top. When you gonna marry Stedman?
Right.
And she said, well, no. Then she gets on Johnny Carson and brings a black dog and says, this is my child.
Right.
So
right.
come on. You see? So what I'm saying to you is, hang in there. I hate to say that because of lynching. That's a really ridiculous.
Right.
Somebody said that the message was it's worse when you're a shy introvert.
Yeah. Trey. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Now, would you let everybody know what the subtitle of your book is?
Oh, the anatomy, metaphysics, politics, and economics of women's diseases. The anatomy, metaphysics, politics, and economics of women's diseases. And we bring in not only the physical, the psychological, the psychic, and the everything having to do, the economic as well, the economics of women's diseases.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that that we were dealing with diseases that female diseases, that those in charge of the pharmaceuticals, the pharmaceuticals I call them, these pharmaceutical products were prolonging women's problems. For instance, in my book, The Wounded Womb, when a doctor was asked, you have a tumor there, we see that there's a small tumor there that's growing, but don't worry about it. Just come back and we'll see what it is in the next, say, year or so. What do you mean? You found a tumor. You don't know what started it. You don't know how it got there.
Mhm.
But we tell you in the book how a fibroid tumor begins.
Right.
Where it comes from, how it starts.
Right.
What creates it, what nurtures it into existence.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a video I'm going to play on this now. I want to warn you all. This is not all women, especially in the previous generations. I'm talking about millennial, Gen Z, whatever's after that. This applies to that. So I just want to say warning.
Right.
So,
For some of them, I'm sure, because
yes.
some are raised differently, and you don't want to put them all in the same basket.
Yes. Okay, that's on there. Put that on the screen here. Make that bigger. Okay, let me know if you can't hear this, but it should be playing right now.
Okay, so this is something that I honestly been pondering on actually for a few years now. I remember what the Bible said about women and like the evil spirit, what the Bible says about the Jezebel spirit, and things I see that women do, things I know and heard that women do. The paternity issue, how these women lay next to a man for years, looking a kid in the eyes for years, knowing there's no relation, how good men get stomped out, how kids are just used for a check. I've come to the conclusion that I think women are just pure evil. Like, I really think women are just pure evil. Women are naturally evil beings, I believe. And only a woman who's honest about our natural nature of being deceptive can change it. Like, for example, I know that naturally there's a selfish, gimme, I want that type of way about me. So about people, period, but especially women. So if you can't be honest and say that that's in there, then you can't deal with it and address it. And so I've noticed that the women who say they're the dopest, they're the this, they're the that, are usually the worst, because you have to acknowledge the beast in you in order to tame it. And so I really just think most women are naturally evil, period. I just think they're evil. And not even just how they deal with men and kids makes them evil, but how they deal with each other. Women are so jealous, deceptive, conniving. Like, you can just feel the evil when you are in the presence of certain women. You can walk in a room and you just feel the daggers. You just feel that demonic spirit. Women are evil. I don't care what nobody say. Women are
Oh my
Okay.
goodness
Okay.
gracious.
Now,
Let
now,
me
now,
take that off the
now,
screen
let me
there.
just say this. Let me
So what?
just,
Yeah. What do you all think
I
about
know
what
that
she said?
I know Mama is gonna hit me with this because in my book, The Wounded Womb, I talk about just this particular so-called Jezebel spirit.
Yes.
You have to understand that if you study the history of our people, you will see that they speak about the rise and fall of civilizations, great civilizations
Yeah.
that are raised high and then brought low, they call it. And they always use the female as the spark or the precedent for the fall of the society.
Right.
Why? I'm, I'm not talking about hating. They always talk about when the woman comes out of her nature, it's like nature coming out of its own balance and then screwing up everything, tornadoes, volcanoes, everything. And that particular nature that's in the feminine principle, because she is based in her own body consciousness, which is dealing with the on and off switch of hormonal triggers. That is something that, unless she understands what is going on in her body and does not succumb to that part of herself, which actually happens, which is why they did not allow her to be in any of the councils until after she became what is known as a crone, after she stopped bleeding, and after her hormonal cycles through the change of life stopped. So she was not allowed to sit on there to make decisions until after that process was over.
Mm.
So to say that, what she's saying about evil in the Bible, every old book from the Mahabharata to the Sefer Yetzirah to all of the books of the ancients, are they lying? Is there something that they're saying, okay, all men from 1,000, 10,000 years ago hated women? No, it wasn't like that. Men have their own sick and very destructive. Men create and destroy.
Mhm.
Women are the preservers. You understand? There's that in between. She is the balance between life and death. We essentially kill and harvest and go through all kinds like a Genghis Khan in order to set it up for her so she could be safe to have our children.
Mhm.
And then we're the ones who end life. We go after and kill and hold 9 yards.
Mhm.
But when the balance and the stability is gone, forget it.
Mhm.
The children, forget it. She has, she is the one, and when I say she, but the female statistically kill more children than men. I'm talking about not the ones in the womb, I'm talking about live,
Right.
even after birth at times. They're the ones who are now quietly being seen to be at par with child molestation.
Mhm.
And most people don't know that a lot of the child molestations, especially the ones that are dealing in the schools, are now coming to the fore. You don't ever see that. Back in the days when feminism was high, you never saw that. And then when
Mhm.
they had the women who stopped the Equal Rights Amendment, the Equal
Wow.
Rights Amendment was not stopped by men.
Mhm.
Wow.
Okay, see? The Equal Rights Amendment was not stopped by men, it was stopped by women.
Right.
The women didn't want that because they understood if they had equal rights, it was like Rothschild's wife said. Wife was actually interviewed, and Rothschild's wife was interviewed and said, "Well, Miss Rothschild, would you ever think you want to join in to be into the boardroom and to come up there to the citadels of power?" She said, "No, you must be out of your mind." He says, "Well, why not? Too much responsibility."
Right.
And she shut that reporter down.
Right.
See, they know what time it is, but they don't push it to you. They must see discontent, division, and all kinds of madness and chaos in the society. So what they did what the Romans used to do when they conquered a region. They would send the boys over to where they had regions outside of their home, have them be the occupying army, and then raise the women to take over the men's job.
Mhm.
And that's what they did here when they instituted it through feminism.
Mhm.
Okay? So
Mhm.
it isn't women that are evil. No, it's not that they're purposely evil, you can bring that out of them by setting the environment to do that. And that's what they did. They took all the jobs where the men would then be the rulership, because men create families and women don't. Women bring families and make them cohesive, but men create families. So what they did was they took away the ability for men to create families by shipping all of the level jobs and manufacturing jobs, which is the middle class, shipped it overseas, where you had to pay 10, 5, $3 and $4 an hour. They paid 50 cents an hour. So all the corporations moved out, the white corporations that were funding the blacks. They destroyed the black corporations. They destroyed all of what we were doing, because that was the competition. And now, because we have, and that raised the criminal enterprise. More criminals came into prominence after they shipped out all of the middle level jobs. So they knew how to control and to create the chaos in a society that would destroy the cohesiveness of the relationship that we naturally have. And what they did, and this is my final, what they did was, when feminism got into politics, they then said to the homosexual community, listen, you support us in our feminism for power, and we'll support you when we get in. And that's what they did. And this rainbow was because feminism got into power, took over, and began legislating this same type of behavior into the school. So that's why you're looking at the feminine principle being manipulated into becoming essentially the demon that brings down society. Okay? It ain't like it's women that are evil, it's the environment that they are triggered by that brings the worst out of them, the so-called Jezebel spirit.
Yes, it's a learned behavior. It's
Okay.
definitely learned to be that way, and because there are so many families that are, well, my husband calls them, what do you call them?
Survival units.
Survival units.
A single parent family is not a family.
Parent family, it's a survival unit. So what we have is stress beyond stress. So the young lady, she means well, and she certainly has made her point, because what you see is, it can't be denied. It cannot be denied of the kind of behavior that we're seeing from the young women today. I feel a lot of compassion for them, because they've been bamboozled, as my husband has said. They drank the Kool-Aid. And then when they get 40 years old, then they start looking around. Where are all the good men? Well, you chase them away. You know, that's
Wow.
what they just gave up. But there's so much behind what's going on. There's a dynamic of the whole society that took one step, and then the next step, and then the next step to get to where we are today. Right? And so you can't just say, women are evil, because human nature is human nature. As my husband started out, men have their issues, women have their issues. But what has happened in our communities is that we used to be more together as a family, and the women were not trying to compete with their men. And don't get it twisted. When you look back to history and think, oh, everything was fine in the 50s and the 40s, because the reason that they had the suffragettes was because women were being mistreated. They were being whipped. They were being treated like children. They could not, they had no say so. And it was a terrible place to be in certain environments. However, at the same time, you had families. You had families that were strong. You had husbands and wives that loved each other and that were training their children, and that they had the same way of speaking to their children, right? A child couldn't say, well, I'm going to go ask mommy because daddy said this. because in our family, you had to know that the parents were on the same page
Right.
in line. So you can't pit one against the other.
Hmm.
There's a whole dynamic of family. So family life is different in every family. But when you come to society and what has happened in our society, they wanted it to be the same.
Hmm.
You see more of it the same. You see more of young women raising children. They're children themselves, mentally and emotionally. Then you have women who are talking about the baby's father as though he was an animal and talking down about men. What do you expect?
Mhm.
What do you expect? This is what's being fed
Hmm.
constantly. And now we have social media. It's constant, one against the other. One
Hmm.
is always put down. Men are this way, men are that way. And now men are doing it. Women are this way, women are that way. You don't see that cohesiveness
Hmm.
anymore.
Hmm.
There's always a negativity being thrown at you. So when do you get the opportunity to make your own mind?
Hmm.
You get the opportunity to sit back and to say, well, he has his ways and so do I. So what are we going to do about it? Rather than just give up on each other.
Right.
It's for us to, especially in this environment, in this political environment as well, we better wake up.
And that's the real deal.
Back to who we really are.
Yeah,
Because we never had those kinds of fights.
yeah.
We had different kinds, okay, like I said before, we had different issues, and we didn't have the kind of issue that we have now.
Right.
As
You have
far
to understand too that when they began promoting the bad boy through, the rap or what they called rap,
Hmm.
that was a concerted effort through Jimmy Iovine and all the rest of these people
Right.
um, to actually co-opt rap, which was actually hip hop. Hip hop was supposed to be uplifting. Rap then turned into this criminal element, and so now we began to look at lionize the bad boy so that they could put these people in jail. So what are we looking at today? We see them sitting in barber shops, which really pisses me off. We see them sitting in barber shops, and when they talk about music, they're not talking about music. They're not talking about the essence of music. They're not talking about Earth, Wind, and Fire. They're not talking about Whitney Houston, what her voice quality was, well, what it is that the different groups did. They were talking about how criminals were intimidating one another.
Right.
And when what's his name, Suge Knight walked into the place, and what's his name, saw it, man, and they stood him down, and oh no, man, he brought his, what kind of nonsense is that? They ain't got nothing damn thing to do with music.
Right.
About making the criminal and the criminal element the new hero.
Right.
You see, and that's when the women began to say, "Well, I like me the bad boys."
Hmm.
They will swipe right on the bad boys when they're young and they're most impressionable. And when they are at their fertile stage, they're going
Hmm.
out there and banging. Well, how many bodies you got? Well, I have only 40. What?
Right.
And you shouldn't be judging.
Right. Right. Right.
Pure. And then all of a sudden, then they come into their 30s and 40s, like Mama said, and they can't. Where all the good men at?
Right.
Because you were swiping left on all the people that you saw look like they're simps or so. No, those are the ones that were putting their bags together, and you didn't see it that way because you were all permeated with the Tupacs, you were permeated with the bad boys and all this crap. And that's what they did. This is all psychological warfare.
Hmm.
And the real music, the real renaissance of music that took place between the 70s all the way up to the early 90s, I just watched a woman who had the nerve to talk about black music starting out as folk music. Then she skips to jazz and then skips from jazz and goes right into hip hop, completely erasing an entire genre of music
Hmm.
that instigated and inspired hip hop.
Right. Right.
So This is the kind of mentality we have. We have idiots promoting history, which I call twistery,
Right.
because they have no clue and
Right.
the expression of our own story. And they're coming up with this nonsense. And every time they want to look at black music today, they only go to the hip hop generation.
Right.
Their minds.
Right.
Hip hop has nothing to do. It could never. I mean, it was the biggest export because it was the most criminally based export of the worst part of us.
Right.
Some of the most talented and brilliant people from out of the hood came out of gangs, to the point where you have white people up in Scandinavia doing crip walks.
Right. Right. Right.
What? I mean,
And it didn't start that way.
no, it didn't start
You
that
know,
way.
hip hop was hip hop, and it was hot.
It was beautiful because
Yeah.
I remember when I was in the band, the guitar player was Nile Rodgers, and he did
Oh,
a song called. He used to play for us. We had to hock his guitar when
Right.
he had pawned it in.
Right.
And he played Good Times. The what's his name? The Sugar Hill took that, and they sued them, and the music industry completely changed the modus operandi and said you can sample it. Wait a minute, you can't take nobody's music back in the day, but because of who ran the music business, they paid off the judge to say that you could take these amount of bars, and as long as they stay within those bars, they can use it. And
Right.
that's when music began sampling everything. But before that, we didn't dance the Crip Walk. We were doing the Camel Walk with James Brown.
Right. Right.
Now
Right.
it's acting like old folks.
Which was more positive.
Right.
It didn't come out of the ghetto, and it didn't come out of the worst part of us. No,
Right.
I mean, everybody, and they go say, "Oh man, that was, you can't talk about that because that was a sign of a warrior." And so, no, you weren't a warrior because you didn't pull up your guns against the cops that was coming in your neighborhood and terrorizing you. I didn't see you pull the guns on the ones who shot what's his name 42 times. Everybody gets silent after the cop takes one of us out. Why aren't you taking one of them out at the same time? You're only killing each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. And that's what they want. They want us to kill one another.
Right.
They want us to see each other as enemies. And until you all understand that, you young people, all right? That's right. It was a no-no back in the day. It had to be original. And you could always tell who the artist was. I could
Right.
tell who James Brown was, who the War was. I could tell who Wonder was. I could tell all of each one had their own. But today, if you listen to the singers, they all sound alike, especially the girls. I can't tell one from the other.
Right. Right.
Whitney, I can
Right.
tell you Aretha Franklin.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But today, music, it sucks. To tell you the truth.
It does.
What do they do with the girls on stage? They come up half naked. Could you imagine Aretha Franklin coming up in a G-string to?
Wow. Yeah, like Lizzo doing the Lizzo.
Oh my God, forget it. This is
Right.
ridiculous. It's
Right.
sickening. And those who run the music business, who took it from us, and I really, really have to hold Berry Gordy to task on the fact he sold it over to the mafia. He sold the rights of Motown over to the mafia.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really am pissed off with that. But anyway, I'm ranting.
Yeah, we got off of the subject at hand, and however, perhaps that was what was required at the time.
Yeah, because it all works in unison how they have messed up the family unit here, messed up the relationships between men and women. All this, the music, the art, the everything. It's like a multifaceted attack. So yeah, you all were not going off the scale there. I mean, all that just it all works to make sure we're not
within that same pattern of destroying.
Yes. Yes.
Destruction.
Yes. Yeah. It's something. And then, again, like I was saying, it's not all women, especially ones in the previous generations and all that. But, being a millennial and dealing with this dating scene nowadays, it is horrifying. It is absolutely insane. And I'm not just blaming women, but I will say this. there's a lot more men out here that are looking for a good companion, a balanced woman, and a woman that is of her true essence. And that's kind of hard to find, you know.
Fit, feminine, submissive, and supportive.
Yeah.
That's what it is we have to deal with, understanding that who the leader is, and choose a good leader. Make sure he can lead properly, and give him a chance to fail. Because a lot of times we do not give the black man a chance to fail. The white man can fail because he got family money coming up behind him. I'm not talking about you all, and don't call me from the from up in the place where they you know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about y'all because y'all poor whites, we understand what you're talking about. No, I'm talking about these white folks who can fail and fail and fail, like some of these musicians that when I was in music business. They can fail and fail and fail, and then get one hit record and they're gone. But you can't fail once when you play in black. When you're a black man, you going up to the bat, and you are two strikes already. This is, black man, take the bat, get him up to the plate. You got 2 strikes. Wait a minute, I ain't even swung yet. You understand? So you got to have the patience to choose a good man to build with him, sisters. Okay? You got to build with a man, because you come into life from the time you're 18 years of age. You already have what it takes. You are already verified. You already are. You already have what you have as far as your youth, your fertility. You already have that particular premise. You all have your priority. Men at 19, nope. Oh, you got to wait. No, you ain't got. No. Now, if you're building with a brother and you see his potential, he ain't going to see his potential until his late 20s, going into his 30s. And it isn't until he's 30 that he's reached his prime. Black man, a boy, reaches his prime in his 30s and 40s. Women are in their decline in their 30s and 40s. And I know that people are saying, oh, man, no. No, you're in your decline. You're not a man. You're a decline at your 30s and 40s, and they're saying, well, I'm now a CEO. I want to have a baby. Well, how are you going to have a baby? Well, I took my eggs and froze them.
Right. It's
No. That's why I say I really have compassion for them, because you don't know what you don't know, and you're stuck. You're stuck in this situation, and you don't even know how you got there. You don't realize you're being influenced that way.
You see, you see who she's my conscience. You see how she is. She finds the good in everything. You know, that's why she's with me, because I would tell everybody to go to hell. I would give them a good FU up to what do you call it. She is so opposite that we blend. We blend. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she's my conscience.
Right.
I would just go postal. I can't take people who either try to play me for a fool or try to sell me something that they already know does not have any value.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I would attack it. And you see all my earlier videos, I don't mince words. I don't get them, especially when I was talking about back in when I first started the Wounded Womb. You know, I was all out against feminists.
That's right.
Me.
That's right. Yeah.
Because I brought the truth out about them. And the thing I told them, I said, you know something? You forgot that men are the decoders. We are the ones provide and protect and produce. We are the code breakers. We are the problem solvers. The only thing we did not know is that one day we had to problem solve you. That was the problem we had to solve. And guess what? We done solved it. And that's why you see a lot of the men withdrawing from the David market today, because as far as the risk versus the rewards, no, it ain't working no more. And we're going to say, risk versus rewards. That's what a man is about. Risk versus reward. And only the simps who's been raised under a female would not understand what I'm talking about and go up and defend women no matter what it is that they've done. The problem is we have too many men raised by women and not having the chance to deal with the father figure. Only that's why they cling to their white coaches when they go into football or basketball. They become their mentors, which is a father figure. You see, and they don't have that father, so they imprint the mother. They're emotionally quick to deal with the gun rather than put the fist up like we did back in the day to see what a man. And after we done knocked each other silly, we shake hands and try to get a beer. You know what I'm saying? So now it's all about you pulling out yours, I pull out mine, and then turn it to the side and end the life of somebody. That's only a punk. Only a punk would do that. You have to show yourself that you're being a man. But when you're raised by women, you hear them talking about men as if they're dogs. You listen to the fact that she can't control herself because she's gossiping and doing. And how is that young boy? He is imprinting her. He's imprinting what an adult does as a woman, and he is becoming that. You see, the gay pride parade grows every year. Why is that?
Yeah. It's sad. It's very sad.
Anyway, we can move on from there.
Right. It's very.
It makes me more pissed off to see that a lot of we're seeing a lot more marriages,
now.
more babies being born rather than aborted. We have to be seeing more children that are actually growing. The genius of the melanate genius of that boy, Chikambutsa, from out of Zimbabwe, who created a car that runs on nothing but the energy in the air. Chikambutsu has completely shut down all the technology of Musk and anybody who's coming out with anything. You don't need nothing else but what comes out of God's God's pure air to run your car, to look at your TV, to run the what do you call it, that converts to electricity, the light homes in Africa.
Right.
That's where the geniuses are. That's why they've been suppressed. These Europeans that come up here, how many inventions that they have on the books today that were actually made by black people that you're beginning to find out because now they're putting it out on Instagram?
The car, C.R. Patterson, the car. You know, they'll sit here and say Henry Ford was the first, but no, he was a so-called black man.
Henry Ford was not the first, and he was not they're giving him the first to be in the assembly line. That was not the assembly line. He did not invent that. He was given that as a gift by who? Who's the man who did the peanut?
Carver.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Who?
Carver.
Yes.
I'm just saying. I didn't hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Washington Carver.
Yeah.
And my mentor, Dr. Dick Gregory, Brother Dick Gregory, told me that the reason why you listen to him when he talked, when they did a recording of him, and he speaks like that.
Yeah.
Because one of the stipulations for him to move into the house of Henry Ford, because Henry Ford had a doctor, was to have him castrated.
Yeah.
Nobody knew that. And so he just pretended that he was homosexual, but he wasn't. So the idea about the assembly line was a black man. Ice cream was a black man. And everything they did, they took and they pimped. They didn't even invent the God that they worship today.
Facts.
Jesus, anybody, Yahweh, anybody, they do anything they do, they stole. And the Vatican knows that because they got something like 10 miles of stuff stuck in the bottom crypts of the Vatican that belong to us. Now they're talking about the Tartarians now. The Tartarians. Who do you think that was? But they show you white people, big giant white people. This is the Tartarians. No, they weren't. Stop lying. Anyway, baby girl, you go ahead and talk. I'm exhausted.
So a question, because you had mentioned imprinting. One of my questions was, how does a person, whether it be a male or a female, how does a person that's been in a relationship, whether it be 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, a year, 10 years, whether it be engaged, married, and there's an imprint, there's a soul bind, there's an imprint, and both parties leave on a bad bad departure? How do they get rid of that imprint? How do they rid that? Because it's, I've heard when I was younger, there was a commercial on MTV when I was growing up in the 90s where they showed this scene where people would be, a man and woman would be sexually active, but it said basically you're having relations with the other people they had relations with, and that imprint. So how does a person clear themselves and cleanse themselves from all this demonic or lower selves or lower people they've dealt with?
That's good, interesting, right? Well, there was an African ritual. They used to bathe. They did a ritual back when I was with Queen Afua. Baba Ishangi used to do a cleansing ritual where there would be an egg. You can get an ostrich egg or some type of egg ritual where you would fast for 3 days, and then he would prepare a bath, and then there would be a particular type of scent, and the egg itself had to have the magnetic properties, and those who had the signature of the previous man or woman in their aura field would be drawn out into the egg. And I've actually seen this. When you open the egg, the damn thing was black. Okay, so there are different rituals, African rituals, to cleanse the energy signature of your previous mate if it was wrong. Now, Mama, is there something that you would want to?
I was just thinking that's something that everybody today doesn't have access to.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking of, mentally, metaphysically, emotionally, intellectually. Part of it, one of the books that I've studied, the premise is that you don't go into a relationship with 50-50, right? You go into a relationship 100-100. There's 200 there. There's not, so when there's a responsibility, each person will take 100% responsibility to what occurred for whatever, because you played a part in it. Yet today, part of the biggest issues today is that we want to be the victim. The woman wants to be he left me. Oh, no. What happened that caused him to leave? We don't want to take that responsibility. And now today, men, now they're the victims. Everybody wants to be the victim. There's no good women around. Women are like this, women are like that. Everybody wants to be the victim. So once we take 100% responsibility for what occurred in that relationship, no matter what occurred, when both people take 100%, there's that 200%, and now you can move on. Okay, I had a role to play in this. Now, how do I cleanse myself? How do I change my way of thinking? How do I forgive myself for the role that I played in this issue, in this relationship, this failed relationship? And how do I forgive the other person? That's extremely difficult to do, especially in a world where everything is self-aggrandizing. We don't want to be told what to do. We don't want to be told that we were wrong. So we're going to make it, everybody has a reason. You can give your reason why you did what you did. You want to justify everything about yourself. And once you do that, you're not going to cleanse anything. You can get in 1,000 baths and nothing's going to cleanse you because you are not releasing and letting it go. And once you let it go, once you at least say to yourself, I am willing to forgive. It may be a difficult thing. So you can't lie to yourself and say, oh, I forgive, and I meditate and I forgive, yet it's not in your spirit and it's not coming out that you've forgiven yourself as well as forgiving the other person. Then it's a waste of time. The conversation's over, really. and as far as I'm concerned, is where can you go from there? You're going to have the same mistakes because you're bringing that same baggage, as they say today. You're bringing those same energies into your next relationship, or you're saying, "I'm never going to have another relationship."
Mm.
That's your choice.
Mhm.
However,
Well,
everything in your life is your choice.
well said.
You chose that person.
Mhm. Yeah, excellent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Uh, Jay Moore LL says, "Can you ask the great Dr. Span on the power of hugging your wife and kissing your wife?"
Well, I can attest to that, and so does she. I mean, the hugs are very important, because I go up every now and then, and just out of the blue, she's crossing across the little office. I stop and we give a hug. It's an exchange of energy. It's good energy. And sometimes when somebody's troubled or they have something on their minds, you'd be surprised what a good, nice, warm hug does in
Mhm.
order to definitely kind of delete or at least cause the energy in that aura, that you bring your aura into that aura, and you bring that aura into a place where you're calm and she's not, or she's calm and you're not. That begins to kind of neutralize. The one who is calm and definitely don't have that is a neutralizing element. The
Mm.
kissing is definitely, what do you call it? Guys, what do? She's at the sink. We go up. We grab her behind. That's that's the men. That's men. Men have this thing about, okay, how's my possession doing? Boom, and I have to make sure that my possession is there, fine. Or the famous reach around.
Right.
Reach around while they're at the sink. I don't know if you ever saw
Whitney Houston and
yeah, Bobby Hemmett. I'm not Bobby Hemmett.
Bobby
Bob,
Bland.
what's his name?
Whitney
Brown.
Whitney
Houston
Houston's Bobby.
Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Bobby
Yeah.
Brown.
Yeah.
When she's at the sink washing dishes, and you remember the old dance called the bump? When you used to kind of bump your butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he was doing that, and she's like just washing dishes, and he's bumping all over her and all of this stuff. And she's just, this guy's an idiot. But as long as you have that type of relationship, and you're keeping it young, and you don't the kissing and the hugging and the grabbing and the groping and the, what do you call it, that's a way of letting you know that, hey, you're still somebody special in my life. You're
Right.
still somebody who I actually reach out and feel, and I every time I kind of make contact is because I feel better right after we release. I feel better with that hug. I feel better with that kiss. I feel better with that grope, whatever.
And
But
it goes both ways.
yeah,
You don't have to just hug her, she can hug him.
yeah,
And the thing is that, here we go again with the responsibility of that, because usually when there is a disagreement or when one is not feeling so well and the other one comes up, it's like, I don't want to be bothered. Leave me alone.
yeah.
This happened, that happened, I'm tired. Whatever the reason is,
Mhm.
that that just kills the energy. And that's because you never notice how when you are angry, somebody says, "Oh, don't be angry." "Oh, don't tell me not to be angry." And then you go on with every reason why. And that's because we are addicted to those emotions. We're addicted to feeling irritated. We like being irritated because we feel we have the right to be irritated. So when somebody comes up and they are giving you a hug, learn to release within yourself and accept it, right? Learn to accept it. And so for the guys, it's this, we always talk about the guys hugging your wife because, and rightfully so, because the woman feeds on that. She feeds on the attention that he gives. But a man is human too. And he feeds on that as well. And that's a part I think that a lot of us don't realize, you know.
Yeah, you're right. Because well, people take for granted that we don't need the kind of attention that we are expected to give. And my wife always, if I'm sitting down and working, she comes up behind me and she gives me that kind of embrace. And it's the weirdest feeling when a woman is there, what you're accustomed to doing, and they're kissing on your neck and whispering in your ear and talking like that. Man, that's a whole other kind of feeling. You know that you're appreciated, respected, and loved. And you give that back in 10,000 fold, in protection and providing, producing, and so forth. And you want to do that. There's something that is an incentive that when the feedback is there from your actions, then you want to keep doing that. You're compelled to do it. Like I said, most people don't realize this, and they don't really understand this. But young women are beginning to come to understanding, because it's in my book, The Wounded Womb. It goes all the way through different cultures. Men are the ones that show love. Women react to love. Okay? Women may see somebody, oh, he is so cute, that type of thing. No, we was taught that men don't cry. Well, yeah, men can't afford that from the time they're young, because if they're in a dangerous situation and I start crying, what the hell good am I?
Right.
The first thing you have to understand is the first thing that happens when I'm ever in a dangerous situation, the first thing I taught my son, cool. Look at what's necessary. And that's the same thing when she went into a complete state of shock and stopped breathing. I just did this. And I went into my actions, went into my training, did everything I needed to do, called 911 while I was reviving her, the whole 9 yards. It was a cold, straight up act. I taught my son, when you're out with your girlfriend, you're walking on the outside. If you really like her, you walk on the outside. You're supposed to do that, because if you don't, back in the days, the pimp used to walk the girl on the outside to let her know she's available.
Right.
You don't want to do that.
Right.
What you did was you brought in that, and then you had to do what I call the clock protocol. What's the clock protocol, I'm in? Okay, the clock protocol, 12, okay, 3, 6, 9. While she's over there, oh, that's so cute. Oh, let's go, let's stop in the. What are you doing? You're looking behind you. You're making sure that there's nothing. You have to see stuff 3 or 4 blocks away to make a decision.
Right.
And that's exactly how I've always been. And that's how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to deal with that and walk her around out of there. I've walked my early, before, when I was younger, I used to walk, when I saw the gangs coming in, I used to walk my woman straight to the exit. And I would tell my son, when you go into the club, check where all the exits are.
Right.
See, that's how a man is trained. And then she can enjoy herself. When she enjoys herself, you have done your job as a man. So we don't train our young men like that anymore.
We don't. And I have to have 2 more questions. I know we're going over time here. This is a question for you both. Do you think, because when I hear y'all's story, not only is it awesome, beautiful, amazing, what you just said there to revive your wife, and then what you've gone through, Dr. Nalani, and your, what you've gone through, because I know your story and what you've told. It's wow. Have you all met before in a previous life?
That's what I think.
Oh, I believe that thoroughly. When I found, when he would say things that were from the era that we're both from, and the way that he would say, when I found out that he's into music, I'm a singer. I found out he could dance.
I could cut a rug.
Right. And my absolute favorite way of dancing is salsa.
Okay.
I could salsa my ass off.
He can dance. Okay. So, but that's not just it. What interested me, not just interested me, because when we first met, I didn't particularly think anything.
She didn't like me at all.
No, yeah, because it's not that I didn't like him, but I was married.
That was rude.
No, I'm a one man woman. So at the time I was married. So I didn't. There was nothing in my periphery that would even think of thinking of another man. However, over time, and then once that situation was no longer there, I was drawn to his intellectualism, to his way of speaking, his way of teaching, and he just blew me away. And like he blows you guys away. And I mean, we would go to places and he would speak on a certain subject. And then at the end, after hours and hours and hours, you know how those go. At the end, someone would ask him a question and it would have nothing to do with the situation at hand. And in fact, everybody would come with all different kinds of situations and questions about something way out in left field. And he would say, oh yeah, I remember that. That's about so and so and so. And he would just pull it up. And he knew something about every single thing that was asked, not just something, but deep information about it. So that blew my mind. The music, we both, have
We
music.
sing together.
And yeah, and we like
Y'all have to
sing.
make an album. Y'all definitely have to make an album, CD or something. Serious, I'm serious, not joking. I gotta make an album.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we sing happy birthday to everybody in harmony, and they're blown away.
Right.
But we do have the same, we do think alike, believe it or
Yeah,
not, about
that's what I found.
about certain
we
things
talk
in
a lot.
certain ways. Now, we're very, very different from each other, obviously, and there are things that we don't agree about. And or we have our own minds. We have our own. We're both very strong.
Yeah,
Even though I'm
strong-headed. Yeah,
soft as a woman, I am strong-minded.
Mhm.
I'm strong at who I am and what I am. And I don't mean like she's a strong woman. No, that's not what I mean.
Mhm.
So we have so much in common.
yeah,
We have the same flaws, which is sad.
yeah, which is crazy.
But we do. We have the same flaws. And I noticed that. So I can't really be mad at him because I'll say, yeah, well, look at, they always used to say when you point your finger, you got 3 of them or 4 of them coming back at
Turning
you.
right back at you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the thing is, what it is that we did together, especially when we first started dancing together, salsa, because I was, I damn near was to ask people to get into contests, and the thing is, the first time we ever danced together was like we've danced together for years. Very first time, and was like I said, wait a minute, hold up, this is not nothing. This is nothing new. And then when she sang and we sang together, nothing new. And what fascinated me about her more than anything else was the fact that she knew a language that always fascinated me. She taught in New York University sign language. So she teaches me when she sees people talking in signs, they said A, B, and a third. So I was, I've learned, the ABCs, and she taught me the very fundamental things. And
And the song, I Believe the Children.
yeah, I believe the children are the future. In fact, that I decided long ago that I sang that song to what's his name, the guy who did The Wiz, the guy who choreographed The Wiz. He was having a program that he was getting ready funded for Broadway, and I sang that song. I blew them away. I sang it in Whitney Houston's key. Back then, when I was younger.
Okay.
It was good. And so there was a lot. As a matter of fact, I have a song that a lot of the rappers use to sample. Mos Def did it. What was the name of Erykah Badu's husband again? I forgot his name, but
Andre 3000.
no, not Andre.
Oh gosh, the DOC
I don't know.
from Texas.
Yeah, his brother has a long name, but he got together with, I believe, with Mos Def, and he did a thing called Holiday.
Okay.
And the sampled music is a song that I wrote called "You Have Everything That a Man Can Love." No, not Common.
Not common.
You have everything that a man could love. You can
J Electronica. Is it J Electronica? Okay, there. Okay.
So J Electronica and them, and then somebody from Mobb Deep. All of them were looking for me because this song, you can see it on YouTube. It's called "You Have Everything" by Metaphors. I wrote that back when I was 18, 19. We
Right.
put that in a basement, and now everybody's using it. They were trying to find it, but the bass line that I created for that is what they used to do "Holiday" and the rest of those other ones.
Right.
And that my voice was like 3 stages higher. I was in a contest with one of Shaka Khan's background singers. She
Right.
sang soprano. I sang on top of her soprano.
Right.
That's how high my voice was. It was up there with Philip Bailey.
Do you want me to play it? Because I actually have it I have it on my list. Is it called The Metaphors? You have everything, and it says 45.
No, don't play it because they would never believe that.
Yeah, play it.
Play it. So,
Listen to it. Plus, it's sped up a lot too.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it had a nicer beat.
Okay.
The one that they did, it's kind of fast, but still.
Yeah, it says B side to the song "Come On Back to Me," the Metaphors.
Yeah, my Metaphors. And if you look down at the comments, you'll see all of the different people who commented on it that were looking around for me. There's another song that was stolen from me. It was supposed to be given to Gwen Guthrie and to Madonna.
Okay.
And you could go up and you could see it's by a group I had called Akasha.
Okay.
And it's called "Thunder in Your Love," and they took that. Both of the songs that you see I did were unfinished. They weren't mastered. They were taken and stolen, and that was it. But "Thunder in Your Love," that you can hear that as well. That was supposed to be a song I was writing for Gwen Guthrie, and the manager, the one who was my manager, he took that over into Europe, and it became a hit in Europe. Okay. And so everything that happened to me musically was to really get me into doing something completely different. And there's another song out there that everybody likes, that Quincy Jones and his little protege stole one of my bass lines.
Yeah, somebody stole it and gave it to them.
Gave it to your boy. But that's another thing, another story. Probably be in my memoirs.
Is it? I don't know if does it start with TC or you want to leave it alone?
No, it starts with MJ.
Oh, got it. Okay, got it. Okay, yeah. Okay, got it. 10-4. Yeah, definitely want to. Because I'm in the industry and So, but yeah, that's also your son is in the industry too. Your son sings too. Yeah.
My son was he was one of the top choreographers for hip hop.
Right.
He was the choreographer for Mary J, for Sting, for Jay-Z,
Salt and Pepper,
for Salt and Pepper, for what's his name? What's the guy who just did the one thing with he did a thing with Eminem.
Thing with Eminem.
Yeah, he did a thing with Eminem out of Queens. LL Cool J.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He did LL Cool J. He went to China. They invited him to China to put on a gala of over 10,000 people, and he brought hip hop there, and he choreographed the entire show.
Right.
Hip hop.
And he's into movies now.
He's not into
television.
And he's doing some singing. You could go up there to Bam to Amen Ra. Bam. The number 2 Amen Ra.com, I believe. And he shows you all of his credits. It opens up, bang, 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 with all the people he choreographed.
Right.
Is it up there? Bam.
Let me like BAM.
Yeah.
And then the number 2.
Yeah. Amen Ra. Is that up there?
Let me see.
And also, Nalani's daughter is a virtuoso violinist by name of Maz Muse. She essentially played with damn near everybody.
That's awesome.
She also wrote a unique piece, an original piece that was actually played by the LA Philharmonic.
Right.
I'm thinking.
Oh, that's right. He knew that because it's in my book. That's
Yeah,
how you knew that, isn't it, Kulik?
yeah,
Yes. And then plus I've seen we were talking about it in a previous podcast, but I've seen your son, correct me if I'm wrong, was it on I think it was with Snoop. It was like a SVU episode or something like that.
yeah. He was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He Hang on a second. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, because I'm not seeing it pop up. Either I'm spelling it wrong, but because
Yeah.
it's spelled Amunra.
Yeah, hang on a second. I'm gonna see if I can get that for you.
Okay.
If he is
Yeah, because it's not popping up on my end.
yeah.
Something I'm doing or
Yeah, I got it now.
okay.
What I can do is
Send to the private chat.
Yeah, and no, this is him doing a.
Oh, but I don't. That's not the website, Bam to Amun Ra.
No, it's not. I think it's a new one. He has one that he shows. Hang on a second.
Yeah, no problem.
I could find it because I really want you to see that he because he actually choreographed for Nicki Minaj when she first started out.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
Well, actually, this is which one do you want? I mean,
No, the one when he's just showing his there's a very short one when he does his wow, he's got a hell of a YouTube page.
in the private chat. Oh, the YouTube. Okay.
Okay, private chat. Okay, I get it. Let me open the link.
Go to the YouTube.
Okay.
Okay, here's all the people. We'll show you how interesting he is, and
Okay.
I mean I'm bragging, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to
Because I got the link, Dr.
Yeah,
Nalani said.
That's not the best link, but it does show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put it on screen. Let me see.
Put it in the link, boo. If you have the
yeah, I'm gonna go to
have the URL, just put it in the private chat.
well, I'm kind of trying to find the actual his I know how to do this.
Okay. If you
Y'all go ahead. I sent it off to you. I sent off one of them to you. It's in your email, Pulik.
email.
Okay.
Okay, boo. You can just put it in the private chat.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Okay, the Facebook. Okay. I think I can. Let's see. It should let me, because I don't even have Facebook. It should let me see a little bit of it. Let me go.
You don't have Facebook?
I don't.
Oh, that's a shame. Because he has all of the stars. All of the stars.
Okay, let's do it this way.
What way?
I got it.
You got the one where he's showing all of his.
His official website.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the one.
Okay. Okay.
Good girl.
Yeah, that'll work.
You got his official website?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the one. I think you had it. It's the YouTube website. That's his official website.
Okay.
Okay, let me see.
Let me go to it.
See if we can play it.
So
Okay.
the actor reel, that's his actor reel, but then you've got
No, you don't want his actor reel. That's not
choreography, the Remember Me.
Yeah.
Should be on screen now. Yeah, it's on there. Okay.
This is his what do you call it? Also he did it for what's the name on what's the Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Choreographed for Mariah Carey as well.
Is there a particular video you want me to play?
Yeah, there's a particular video, and I'm going to get it, and I'm going to show you because this is not the one.
The one next level.
Is it Next Level?
Is that the one you want to show?
Let me see it. I'll tell you. Because it starts off with all of the people.
And we could give you his choreographer reel. Well,
Yeah. Let's see if that's the one.
And it's called Next. I don't see Next Level. Let me see. I see Remember Me. I see Actor Real. I see King of Diamond.
I'll give you this one. I mean, this is it's not new. It's not recent, but it is.
No, it shows you his
ideas.
I know everybody's wondering what the heck we're doing.
It's about 14 years ago. That's it. That's the one. Click on that one.
Okay, let me go back. Let me see.
Where?
Got it. Okay. Let me see.
I'll tell you if it is.
Okay. Let me see. I'm just trying to find it. Let me go back here.
Oh, you don't see it there?
It's called Next Level.
Yeah, that's him. But it should say.
Is it this one where it says Amin Ra Valentine's Actor Real?
Right.
Okay, let me click.
So if you scroll down.
Yeah.
Remember Me official video.
Yeah, I see that one.
Okay, you could play that one. Remember?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You hear it?
It's very low.
Okay.
He already sent it to me.
Oh, he sent. Okay. Okay.
He sent it to me.
Okay, I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do a high, maybe a harmony. Okay.
No, that's not the one.
Okay, I'm taking that off.
Yeah. Take that down.
Okay.
He's about to send it. Let me see.
Got it.
It takes a minute to get here. I'm going to go ahead and do a one more time.
You know, it takes a minute to show up.
It does.
No problem. Because one of the songs I heard from your son, it was like this might have been in 2000. Let me see, 2018 or 19. It was like an R&B song. It was real good too. But I want to say I saw it from the link from your Twitter, Dr. Valentine. That's why I think I saw it. But I don't really remember.
Been from his Twitter.
Yes, I think.
Yeah, it's taken a minute and a half to get here.
Yeah, we could have done something quicker than that.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's a specific one that puts all that to rest.
Yeah.
This is encapsulation. This is the one that capsulizes everything.
Okay.
Right.
Refresh again, and maybe it'll show up.
Yeah, I'm refreshing again. No, this is not the one.
Did he say where it was?
No, he didn't say where. He said he was going to send it to me. Here it is. This is what it's called. It says choreograph reel. Got it.
Okay.
There it is, ma'am. Okay, I'm going to send it to you.
The private chat.
Here it is.
Okay.
Hang on. There it is.
Got it. All right. Let me click it.
Oh my
All right,
goodness.
let me put on the screen. Let's see. Present.
There we go.
Okay.
Now you're going to see in the beginning, you could pause it to see. After he puts it all up, you're going to see. Yeah. Open it up.
Okay. Let's see. Make it a little bigger here.
Yeah. You're going to take, yeah. Now, in the beginning, after he shows you all the people he did it, freeze it for a minute so you can see all the people he did.
Okay. Y'all hear it, right?
Yeah. Okay, freeze it. All right.
Cardi.
Yeah, all the people that he choreographed, and this was the older ones.
Right.
Ones that he did from there, the ones that he added on after he did a movie, he did Nickelodeon, he did commercials.
Right.
Everybody, Twister, LL Cool J, Sting, who's a white, what do you call it? Cardi B, Mariah. He did the choreograph for all of them.
Right.
Before you saw, with all the ones that came out with Michael, of course. But he did that. He started when he was 16.
Right.
Choreographer. So that's to tell you what he was doing back then. I trained him to have his own business.
Right.
Well, how long is the video? Can you play it?
It's about, go ahead. You can play it all.
I'm looking for this feeling I can't explain. It takes over my
Fat Joe.
body, but I maintain. My heart beating so fast.
Cardi.
Can we make it last? Yeah. It's something that I
Queen.
can't keep to
Right.
myself. It's crowded, but I don't see no one else. It's louder than the noise.
Like Black Eyed Peas.
Black
Was
Eyed
that?
Peas.
Yeah, Will I Am. Yeah.
Will I Am.
Turn the music.
That's definitely his choreography.
That's the story. And every time you see these types of choreography, my boy right here, this guy,
Right.
you know, anytime you see choreography that is like this, that's his style they've been taking.
Okay. Now, is this your son's song? Whose song is this?
This is his song.
I
That's
thought so.
what
Okay.
He writes his own music and
He
as
wrote
well,
it and he, and
choreographed.
produced it and choreographed it.
Got it. Okay.
These are all the stars he did.
Right. Yes, Bush, man, that's Dr. Valentine's son singing. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
him
him
singing.
too. Yes.
Yeah. He said, "Have you talking to Dr. Valentine? Has he collaborated with any reggae artists? I'm not sure."
They never called him. I didn't because this is him when he was on Nickelodeon. But they never really called him. What's her name as well? What's the name of that girl that? And this is him in the movie Set It Off.
Right. Yeah, I definitely remember seeing that movie. Yeah.
And this is another boy. I forgot his name, but he. See this one here. When you see him do this,
Right.
that's his style.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You could always tell when he was there. He always did it like real cool. Also,
Right.
I think this is the one he did with a stage show. I forgot. I think who is it he did it with. But there's one he did with LL Cool J. You'll see as well.
Okay. Hey, Boogie with the hoodie. Yeah, I know who it is. Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
There he is with Mariah. And this was last minute, by the way. He got his boys together at the last minute. That's him right there. He was last minute. They was called up, and the choreographer couldn't make it. And then there he is dancing with Kelly Rowland.
Right.
For the show.
Right.
And Damn Yankee, I forgot something Yankee.
Yeah.
This is one of his seminal moves right here.
Right.
And this is him with LL.
Okay.
You see him come up there. There he is over to the left dancing with his Trinidadian hat.
Right.
And this is him at the auto show that he choreographed this as well.
Right.
There's my handsome son. It'd be nice one day. I'd like you to see Nalani's daughter. That's his symbol. That's his logo. And her daughter battling in with violins.
Right.
In where is that again? In
Budapest.
She was in Budapest battling with dueling violins.
Right.
I mean, her daughter is a beast.
Right.
I'm telling you, a beast.
Right.
Of violins.
Y'all, I know I keep saying this. You all need to make an album because it would definitely. I'm buying it. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'm buying it. You know, whatever y'all need, mix and master, whatever. That's what I do. But I'm serious. I'm gonna buy it. You know, that's that. And people want that. You know, to hear y'all actually sing in unison, and that not only would that be healing, but that's great. So that.
Well, we love to do that. It's what
our voice is back.
Yeah. we love our voice back. We've been coughing because of this crap that they're putting in the air. And by the way, you definitely want to.
Let's talk about that. Yeah.
This is the product that I'm promoting right now. It says, there's two products, one practice that gives you measurable results.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you want to deal with it because as a product, the yerba mate the Ubermate, they said, well, we used to deal with Ubermate as far as dealing with clarity, mental clarity. It's appetite control. It also improves your mood. The Ubermate's been used for endurance by the people that were dealing in South America. The Ubermate was being used as a means to keep the stamina up, especially when the hunting was done in the forest. If you are interested, I would suggest you definitely get in contact with me around this. I think I gave you a
Yeah, that's your direct link.
flyer, and this is mine. It's not with Dr. Nalani; it's with me. If the other one, the other unicity that I sent, I believe I
Okay.
sent another unicity one.
Let me
For you.
see here.
The slide.
Yeah, the slide I gave you the flyer.
Okay.
It's back with Dr. Nalani's Juice Plus. I think it was
Right.
right next to it. But anyway, if you're interested, definitely this will help you with your appetites. And this particular product, the product that I'm showing you here, Balance, this is the one that gives you back the intestinal flora, the proper intestinal flora for better digestion. Another appetite suppressant as well. Yes,
Right.
there it is. Promotes mood, promotes your digestion, definitely helps that fiber. It gives you the fiber that you need for proper digestion and a proper bowel movement, and also puts back that good bacteria,
Right.
right? And it comes in these two flavors. Mine is usually the lemon ginger flavor, but they usually just have the lemon flavor as well. And they also have a fruit flavor. And if you're
Very.
interested, definitely to do the 800-847-1291. We'll give you more information about it. Of course, you see high blood pressure, stubborn belly fat, fatigue after meals, especially cravings, insulin resistance, people who have rushes that get tired or feel like they start going to sleep after they've eaten, having frequent urinations, tingling, and the whole 9 yards. You need to check this out because it's been working for me. And stomach ulcers as well. Yes, it will help that. So what I would suggest is that get in contact with me. We'll give you more information around that, and maybe we can get you onto the products. Diabetes, yes. Diabetes is not what you think it is. It's not about sugar and taking in all kinds of crap foods. Yes, diabetes is actually a parasite that lodges in the what do you call that? The pancreas, and it lodges also in the estuaries between the bladder and the kidneys. These parasites destroy the insulin, and that's why it kicks the sugar back into your system, and that's why you have that insulin resistance going on. And these Japanese scientists actually came out, and of course they pulled down the diabetes industry, pulled down this particular information that the Japanese came out with, where they showed the actual parasite that is responsible. But it doesn't mean it's
Wow.
go ahead and have
Wow.
a whole lot of sugar and crap. Doesn't mean that. But they say that the Japanese have near to 0.1% of diabetes, and they eat more crap than we eat. And they found out that there's a certain food, a certain thing that they're eating, certain things that they're taking that actually cause these parasites to die, and you could pass them out in your urine. We can tell you more about that as well. So diabetes is not what you've been told. The cancer as well as the diabetes industry are lying to the people here in the Americas. Overseas, they have different products that they've been using, and we've been investigating it. This is one of them, and of course, to strengthen your body and give it that vital force, the Dr. Nalani's Juice Plus.
This is the Juice Plus here, y'all. We have, again, the number. If you have questions about any of the products and any of the services at university, you call 800-847-1291. And any questions, concerns, this is where you need to contact the Valentine's Day. And also the email list. Sign up for the email list on the university and the other link we were talking about earlier, too.
Yeah, definitely let them know also that we will be starting the university for the adults, which is Metaphysical Psychology 1. I believe it'll be on the 19th of June, but
Yes.
check and make sure. But like I said, you can pay in full, in half, or you can pay in thirds because it's a 3-month course.
Well, I don't want to keep you all any longer. This has been very, very, very well and very great. And we'll do this again once your book is printed again, or reprinted again, Dr. Nalani.
Thank you.
And the next time we're going to feature Maz.
Yes. Okay.
Blow your mind with Maz.
Okay. Okay.
Ooh,
Oh, that's my son.
Yes.
Yes, son.
Yes. But
We
this
got
has
it.
been, make sure you get another comment coming.
you got to mute yourself, bro.
Yes. And
Oh, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
okay.
Let me give you the Zoom number.
Yes, please, 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 please. And I'm on your email thing, so I always get those too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Or email list, I should say.
So the Zoom ID is 646-510-6702.
Okay.
Zoom ID 646-510-6702.
Okay.
And the password is peace.
And just to reiterate, this is Dr. Nalani's Juice Plus right here. So
This is right. That's for Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m.
okay. And let me copy and paste that. You say this is for Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay, let me put this in the room. This is for the Zoom, you all. Put that in the room there. Also the link to your Juice Plus. I'll put that in there too. Okay.
I didn't mean to make it all caps, but it doesn't matter.
Right, right.
There's a dot there you don't see. nvalentine.juiceplus.com.
Okay, okay. Got it. Yes, indeed. Well, thank you. You all, anything you want to add? Anything else there before we roll out of here?
No, that's about it, I guess, right, baby?
That's it, huh?
Yeah, I think we pretty much said it. And
what was the phone number? It was, let me put on the screen for you all right there again. One second.
Brother Naeem, we do have consultations. That's the other thing. We consult on health as well. We have a preliminary introductory, and it's a small price. And then we see whether or not you can actually, we can help you based upon the conditions that you have. And in that particular get to know you session, we then let you know that the prices, the charges are based upon the length of time that you choose to be with us. So it's a 2-week, 4-week, 2-month, 4-month. And of course, if it's not as serious after we have the introductory meeting, if it's not as serious as we think it is, because we don't try to screw anybody out of no money, we're not the medical establishment. We deal with what is necessary. We tell you truthfully how long we believe you have to take in order to do your healing. So after the introductory, we recommend the 2-week, the 4-week, the 2-month, or usually the 4-month is with 1 month is something dealing with chronic. And you're with us.
Yeah, and as well as they get to choose for themselves which one they feel that they
Yeah, and usually the last two, the 2-month and the 4 months, a PowerPoint presentation is drawn up to deal specifically with you. It's a long, maybe 2-hour PowerPoint presentation.
So they can keep that forever for refuge.
Yes, because whatever we do a therapy, it's not just for what you have as an indicator of the disease. It's for everything that you would deal with. So it doesn't matter if it's the 2-week, 4-week, or whatever. Whatever we give you in that session, at that moment, for that period of time, is for everything that your particular need, and that only for you. This is it's based and tailored for you and you alone. And you can always go back to that should the need arise again.
And during that period of time, whichever you choose, you have access to us 7 days a week.
Yeah, over a, what's the name of that communication medium again?
Voxer.
Voxer.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right,
Well,
Jeff.
all right. Thank you all. Valentine's coming on here. This is great. Again, y'all, the number, we're going to close out with the number here. The number is to contact the Valentine's 800-847-1291. Again, thanks, y'all. Have a good rest of the weekend there.
All righty, peace.
Peace. Peace.